Hey guys, welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper and to another edition of Off-Grid Contracting. Now I cannot wait to show you what I've got in front of you today. We're out here in the tropics. We done an install, solar off-grid on a cargo container home. This is 3 deep on cargo containers. And I'll show you all that in a minute because I'm so glad and I'm greatly appreciative of the fact that the homeowner is going to let us share this with you. Now I can't share the location, not even going to say the state. We're just somewhere tropical. Alright, so anyway, to begin with, right here, I'm gonna, actually, it's locked up at the moment. We'll have to come back to that in just a second. Anyway, this has got the battery bank in it. It's got 8 Trojan batteries. They're wired in parallel and then in series. That is feeding into the house and then also power feeding out. Now we'll go up on the roof. Sorry about that. I didn't know the homeowner had already put a lock on me. Just some quick 411 right here on the house. You can see how it's staggered back. It's offset in the tier, and then they've got this tower unit on it. And I'm going to take the camera from Nick for a second and go up on the roof here, and I'll show you our handiwork. Just bear with me a minute. Alright, so this is our handicraft work right here. We've got 3 kW on the roof, and now what's going down with this is they are in 4 different groups, or 4 panels per 3 groups, and that's coming off in the feeds, and right here that's the drop into the house, and we got that ballasted all this down. Now these panels, they are the new panels that are offered by Hurricane Wind Power. And they're the synthesis panels. These are 270 watt is what the customer purchased, and really nice quality equipment. Now the output on them today, due to the fact that it is like ridiculous overcast, I don't expect to get a lot of output on those right now. Plus the battery bank is practically full, so the MPPT is going to shut down anyway here in a bit. But let's go down. Here's the top of the tower. Now this is like insulation that's been waterproofed and then sealed off. And now a lot of the lighting is natural due to the sauna tubes and everything. So just really neat right there. All right, so I'm gonna go back down now, and I'll show you the inside with the solar. All right. Now, for those that had questions about how cargo container homes are put together, right there is 2x3 tubing that's been doubled up, and then they cover that in with wood and drywall framing, and you can see how that flows really nicely together. And when you walk into it, it's just like you walked into a regular home. It's beautiful. Now, anyway, moving to and that's a mini split like you see in the tiny houses, like Randy is done at the tiny house place. And right here is the combiner box. We've got the solar drops coming down, and on top of that, you've got the MPPT going on right now with the Midnight Solar charge controller. This is a 200. We've got all our grounds for all our grounding on our equipment, everything. Right there is some readouts. You can see that the panels are covered over with rain, and plus it's cloudy today, this morning, but the battery bank's good to go. Now this is the Magnum Inverter. For those that are curious how this piece of equipment works, now it's real simple. And there's a wall going to be put here, by the way, guys. This is just roughed in right now. But the inverter, the way this works is you've got solar coming in, going out to the battery bank out here. All right, now coming back from the battery bank, the power is coming into the Magnum Inverter. But the AC, which we partnered up with a local electrical is the way that works is the 30 amp. You flip that can let power transfer in to the unit, and that can power the house while it's filling the battery bank up if needed. Now the solar can bypass and run, it can run off the solar. But the way that it works, whether the electric has to bypass for the moment, say you have cloudy days or things like that, and the solar can't pick up the pace, like today, if it stays cloudy all day, they may need some feed power, which it's cut off at the moment, so that they can be completely off grid with their loads. But the other end of the spectrum is that you have a sub panel. Now this is the main power coming in from the Magnum. All these loads are moved to it now. So you got septic, the refrigerator, lights, more lights, a well. So all the critical loads and things that you need, now they're running off grid and have been for days now. This is, I think this is day 2 or 3. No problem. And we have left off the main power just so that it would run off the solar system. And emulate a situation in an environment where that you're off grid, and to show you that those panels do have good output. Late in the day the other day, because we have a hurricane right now coming in. I can't even think of the one what they named it, Joaquin or something like that. Anyway, and I wasn't expecting that to happen. Anyway, right here's the readout the other day. If I can focus this camera to another phone, is right there. Was in the evening time yesterday. It was already in absorption mode, and the battery bank was topped off. So those panels do a very good job up there, and he was topped off yesterday. So anyway, I'm going to walk outside and show you the battery bank. But that, in a nutshell, when this wall is covered, you've got your combiner box with disconnect, and then goes to MPPT in your charge controller. And then from there, it's going out to your battery bank. If you're in your battery bank, you can pull and use your inverter. If the electric grid, you need power from it can sense it and pull it. At that point, it goes over to your sub panel, and you either use power at that point from your battery bank, or it can bypass direct from the electric grid if needed. You've got flexibility there, but later down the road, at least you can have pure sine wave power direct off grid for critical loads. Alright, so anyway, and so I'll take you back out and I'll show you the battery bank, how that's wired up now, and pretty much conclude this install. And this is, this is the ideal thing that you would want to do, is put your critical loads first, and then you also can run those Magnums in parallel to handle more loads and take a house completely off grid. And now here we have our batteries grounded out. We've got the cables coming in for the Magnum. We've got our batteries wired in series, and then we've got those paralleled over to our other bank. And then at that point, what I've done is I put the temperature sensing gauge on one end for the midnight solar, and then on the other end of the bank, I put the Magnum's temperature gauge. And that way there should never be an issue with the batteries getting too hot, which at no point in time is there a log on there with an over temperature or anything like that. And later there'll be a solar ventilation added to this so that it can off vent any gases that are built up. These Trojans, for those that are curious, there is the 6-volt version of Trojans, and then there's the 12-volt. They are maintenance batteries, so as long as that you do your due diligence and take care of them, you can get a long lifespan out of these batteries, and they can benefit you with a high amount of amp hour output. And actually, if you look right here, these are 150 amp hour rated at 20 hour, and 120 amp hour rated at 5 hour. So anyway, they over the course of the time, if you get a container like this and then you add a second shelf of batteries, and you run things in moderation, you can have a very comfortable life off grid as long as you moderate what you use with it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this install. Make sure to check us out at Off Grid Contracting. And as always, I hope you have a most blessed day in Yahushua's name.